Welcome back to Mo Talk with Sports and Mo. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. I came across an article in Newsbreak that says ESPN Lewis Riddick is under fire. Comments on Shedeur Sanders. And this is what Lewis had to say. Check it out.
Quarterback, and if you pass on him, and he winds up having a Drew Brees type of career, a Tom Brady type of career, which he's totally capable of. You're going to sit back and the team's going to, there's going to be a lot of revisionist history on you. I get that. There's going to be a lot of case studies done on why did people pass on him? Was it because they thought he was cocky? Was it because of his dad? Was it because he was too trash? All the other nonsense that you hear. So it isn't because of how he plays the game. I agree with you. It's not how he plays the game.
Yeah, I agree with it 100%. That is not because how he plays the game, and it would be great if someone was able to explain why. Why is it that this young man did not go somewhere in the first round? It blows my mind when I look at a lot of the comments that people have. You have one fan says that they drank the Kool-Aid and now they're dealing with the reality. They're definitely getting paid to say this. So there are really people out there that believe that Shedeur Sanders is overrated. When New York Giants, right, they traded up to pick a quarterback because they need one. And in this first round, the best player, or arguably the second best player in the entire draft, was still on the board. All of the analysts and everybody just knew that it was going to be Shedeur, knowing that New York could use a quarterback. They got Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. I asked myself, I said, okay, maybe it's something that I'm missing. Maybe it's something that I don't know, right? So let's compare the numbers and let's see if Shedeur Sanders, according to the numbers, and I'm not even talking about New York Giants because organizations draft who they feel is a fit for them, right? And maybe Jackson Dart was a fit for them, right? And I'm not bashing the Giants for not taking Shedeur. In fact, as a Cowboy fan, I'm kind of excited that they did not. Because we already got to deal with Daniels over there at Washington. We're dealing with Hurts in Philadelphia. I be honest with you, I don't want to have to deal with a Shedeur Sanders in the NFC East. But let's compare these numbers. And you tell me by the way these numbers look, if Shedeur deserve to be still sitting in the second round. I pulled it up. Completion percentage for Shedeur Sanders, 74.0%, while Jackson Dart was 69.3%. Okay? So Shedeur gets a check there. Passing yards, Shedeur had 4,134, while Jackson Dart had 4,279. Check goes to Dart, right? Touchdowns, Shedeur had 37, while Jackson Dart had 29 touchdowns. So now Shedeur, 2-1 Shedeur. Interceptions. Shedeur 10, Jackson Dart 6. Tied up 2-2. Now, mind you, here at the bottom, Jackson Dart had 398 pass attempts in 2024, while Shedeur had 477 pass attempts in 2024. So this is why his completion percentage is better than Jackson Dart. Although he has more interceptions, he passed the ball more than Jackson Dart. And Shedeur had 37 touchdowns, but yet still it's 2-2. Yards per attempt, Shedeur 8.7. Jackson went down the field a little bit more with 10.8. So Jackson 3, Shedeur 2. Rushing yards. Here, Shedeur have a negative 50 rushing yards. And Jackson Dart has 495 rushing yards. Now, we all know that the position of the quarterback has shifted since we've had quarterbacks come in the league like Randall Cunningham, Michael Vick. We got Lamar Jackson in the league right now, right? We had a Cam Newton that came in the league. Big, strong, mobile quarterbacks who can get down the football field with their legs when the play break down. And now we got a Josh Allen. And for years, owners and GMs and football-minded people have always tried to stay clear of these type of these type of quarterbacks. They always wanted a traditional quarterback who can stand in the pocket and who can deliver the ball to the right receiver at the right time, who can read the progression and go from premier quarterback to the other ones in the progression, right? And Shedeur shows that. He has 4,100 passing yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions with 477 pass attempts and negative 50 rushing yards, which means that Shedeur is your classic pocket quarterback. We letting the numbers speak. While Jackson Dart, he got some mobility about himself. And I am more than sure that these owners and GMs would be grateful to be able to find them another white boy that is comparable to Josh Allen. One of the biggest arguments in the league last year was the MVP race. Lamar, Josh. It was a divide. I myself feel like Lamar had it hands down, but there was no way the NFL was going to give that to Lamar again. So you look at Jackson Dart, with rushing yards of 495, and that's not bad at all. In fact, that is very impressive. But that's still not enough to say that he was so much better than Shedeur Sanders, that Shedeur Sanders did not go anywhere in the first round. Although Shedeur Sanders had a negative 50 rushing yards, he edges Jackson Dart out with 4 touchdowns by 1 to his 3. Shedeur was sacked 42 times, Jackson Dart only 28, which this brings up the question of line play. So if I was looking at this, I say the 74% completion rate, the 4,100 yards, the 37 touchdowns, the 4 touchdowns on the ground, the 168.2 quarterback rating that Shedeur has, and he got sacked 42 times. That means that this young man did a lot of this on his own, and he did it with his arm inside the pocket and not using his feet. Sounds like a quarterback that I would like to have on my team. They both played 13 games. Jackson Dart ended his season 10-3, while Shedeur 9-4. There is nothing about those numbers that proves a point that Shedeur is overrated or that he should not have went into the first round. And I'm not mad at New York Giants for picking Jackson over Shedeur. Maybe this was a guy that fitted their system more than Shedeur. Tell me why Miami passed on him. Why did Chicago pass on him? Why did New Orleans pass on him? Why in the world would Cleveland Browns pass on Shedeur Sanders? Seattle Seahawks, why did they pass on Shedeur Sanders? Yo, telling you, y'all creating a monster. Y'all are creating a monster. We're going to see where this young man go tonight. I have absolutely no idea that Shedeur Sanders is going to get drafted tonight. Better sooner than later, because the longer he have to wait, hotter that fire is going to get. And if a team pass on this dude twice, you're going to scorch the hell out of him every time he see him. He's going to remember this day. And my thing is that, let's go back to what my man Lewis said. Let's revisit that. This is what he said, in case you didn't hear.
Quarterback, if you pass on him, and he winds up having a Drew Brees type of career, a Tom Brady type of career, which he's totally capable of. You're going to sit back and there's going to be a lot of revisionist history on you. I get you. There's going to be a lot of case studies done on why did people pass on him? Was it because they thought he was cocky? Was it because of his dad? Was it because he was too trash? All the other nonsense that you hear. So it isn't because of how he plays the game. I agree with you. It's not how he plays the game.
Yeah, my question is that if he does go on to have a legendary career like Drew Brees or like Tom Brady, what are y'all going to do? Y'all going to hate on him for the rest of his career? That what y'all going to do? Y'all going to garbage him for being great for the rest of his career? Because like Lewis said, he is very capable. His numbers showed it. And he did this in the Big 12 at Colorado. At a program that was in a cellar that everybody forgot about until him and his pops went there and resurrected it. Yeah. Y'all leaving Shedeur Sanders out of the first round have made the NFL a whole lot more interesting, because when this young man suit up, I hope you got your sunglasses on, because he gonna light it up. This Shedeur, this is Mo Talk. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it.